Hello, my Xim community. It's Diadem37 here, bringing you another Xim configuration tutorial, and this time it's for a game that I've been anticipating for a while, Outriders. So if you're like me and you have a console and you wanted to play this game on mouse and keyboard, I have the Xim configuration for you, and you've come to the right channel. So without further ado, let's jump right in. For our in-game settings, guys, like most Xim configurations, we are going to max out our look sensitivities as well as our ADS sensitivity and our ADS zoom sensitivity. So this is for sniper rifles in particular. The other thing that I wanted to note here is I highly recommend that you turn off the aim assist for this game. This is not a competitive game, so keep in mind you're not playing against other players with sporadic movements, and the NPCs tend to have movements that are easier to track than in a game, let's say, like Apex Legends. Aside from that, this configuration that I'm about to show you has the most PC feel that I've played in a third-person over-shoulder game in a while. So the only other setting in games that I would suggest you play with is going to be in accessibilities, and it's going to be the menu cursor speed, and we're just going to up that to 2.0 as I do have an inventory configuration. Because like in Destiny and Apex, our looting cursor is used with the left stick. So I'll jump into that as well at the end of the aim sensitivity configuration. For our hip fire in the Xim Manager, this was benchmarked at 25,000 DPI 1000 Hz polling rate, so please keep that in mind. And it does function on DPI values as low as 3200, and the sensitivity adjustments are going to be down below in the description, so make sure to give that a look as well. But I digress. For our hip sensitivity, our aim sense is going to be set to 2.0 on default with no ballistic editor. The smoothing is going to be set to 10 and the boost is going to be at 100. Now the reason we have the boost at 100 here is because this is still a console game and there is a slight ramp up time when trying to move left to right or to even 180. So to negate this ramp up time and give you the truest one-to-one as possible, the boost comes into play here without affecting any fine aim in hip fire. Now in ADS, we have a similar story here, except our sensitivity is going to be dropped to 0.65. You're probably saying, well, Diadem, that's a pretty weird number. How'd you come up with that? Well, if you're trying to come up with your own sensitivity, guys, in a game like this, something that's important to note and pay attention to is how does my aim cursor respond in correlation with my mouse? So at a sensitivity of 1, and again, bear in mind, this is 25,000 DPI, so that's why the sensitivity in the manager, the values are so low. As I'm moving the mouse, the cursor in-game is almost ahead of me, telling me that chances are the sensitivity is too high. At 50, it felt like I was dragging the cursor behind the mouse. So by playing around, 0.65 ended up being the sweet spot here. Same as our hip fire sensitivity, we have no ballistic editor, and our Synchronize is going to be on default. Smoothing once again at 10, except here we're going to have the boost at 150. This again, there is a slight ramp up time. This completely negates it while still giving you fine aim with snipers, as you are going to see in the gameplay, and the gameplay was all done without any form of aim assist, so make sure to check that out at the end. So after this, our aim sensitivity, as promised, I have the inventory sensitivities and settings. So on the Logitech G502 Hero, we have a DPI shift button right here. I've remapped that button to the 0 key because I play with a gaming keyboard that doesn't have a 0 key, so it just seemed ideal to program 0 there, as it's not a button I can accidentally press on the keyboard. And I have not checked off toggle. This is a auxiliary that I have to hold that button as I'm doing what I'm doing. Now at 25,000 DPI, I suggest having this set to a sensitivity of 7. The smoothing is at 20 because in Apex, in Destiny, and even in Outriders, I find that the cursors tend to have some kind of stutter or jitter going on, and the smoothing this high being maxed out, tends to just completely kill that altogether and give you the smoothest cursor feeling while going around in the menu. Other than that, all the other settings are going to be on default. Now, the important things to note here to get this setting or this auxiliary to work, make sure, as you see right here, that that left stick box is checked off. After that, we are going to unbind the WASD keys off of the left stick, and we're going to bind those to the right stick, allowing us to scroll through menus like we would if we were on controller. After this, you're going to go down to your button layout, and you are going to map A to your left click, X to your right click, and the right stick here to your middle mouse button or the scroll wheel click. The reason for that is because when you go to a vendor, or more correctly, I forget his name in the game, but is the guy that allows you to modify your equipment. If you want to quick select a lot of your inventory items, which you will get if you're like me and just run through missions, this is going to allow you to select a lot of things while in there and then dismantle them very fast rather than one at a time. Now, you can also do this in your inventory in the game by selecting the item rarities, and that will highlight all of the items of that rarity, and you can do what you want, even sell them en masse to the vendors. So guys, like always, if this video helped, make sure to hit that like button. If you have any questions or comment, don't be shy to comment below, and feel free to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on future content. Guys, I hope you enjoy the gameplay. This is a phenomenal game, like I said, that combines aspects of Mass Effect and Gears of War and puts an awesome twist on a fantastic genre of games. I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for asking.
Where am I going now? Just falling over. Now I'm just so far gone. This isn't what it seems. Taking me so damn long and fading from me. I need to slow this down.
Behind me. Down there. Yeah, right now. Yo! It's when you get shot by multiple. Like that's when you really feel it. Okay, that should be it. Eliminated. Okay, yeah, he's over here. He's the one that we knocked.